You're watching The Gas Station.
This is episode 3 of The Goblin and The Ghoul. I'm joined here with my co-host Eli and our good friend Zach. Today, we're going to cover things from spooky goblins to the concrete critter of the week. Zach, how you doing today?
What's up, guys? Thank you for welcoming me on the pod. Zach Thames, aka Rick Thames, head MC of the Sracha Boys, which we will get to in its own episode because the Sracha Boys is not something you can unpack in about, a quick intro time. So thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. The Spice Master himself, you're welcome into the Goblin and the Ghoul universe, the Gabagool universe. One might say, Eli, what's popping with you down there in Bloomington?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just tired and overworked and irritated like normal. I wanted to comment on Zach's one picture in the video is perfect. Like where it lines up with your head and what it is it's really creating a great aesthetic.
Yeah, well, I realized before, and again, I was just putting this on while we started, before we started recording. It's something I found this in front of one of my neighbor's house when I was walking my dog one day. They're just going to get rid of it, and my background was all white before that. So I was like, I know exactly the perfect decoration to spruce this up a little bit.
The only thing that could have been better is if you did the first episode with us without it, and then the next time you just had that. Would have been kind of funny if anybody would have noticed that.
I don't want to give anything away, but I could just change this space because it's just a blank canvas and just random stuff each time. So stay tuned for that. If I feel like putting effort in doing
Absolutely.
that just takes a lot of extra steps, which who knows?
Yeah.
Well, boys, it is the Halloween season. I mean, it's the Goblin and the Ghoul podcast. I was thinking we get a little bit spooky, fellas. Are you guys feeling the Halloween spookiness? Like for me, I've just been terrified. I've been seeing Frankensteins and all kinds of ghosts. It's been crazy.
Not quite super spooky over here. I did move into the new house that I thought it's really old. We might have some ghost vibes, but to be honest, my old house felt more haunted than this one. So I'm pretty disappointed in that overall.
Damn.
Yeah, I've really died down the ghost activity since, honestly, Thomas, last time we whipped out the Ouija board. I did it one time and I got some kind of spooky results. And I was like, you know what? I feel like not cursing the house that I actually live in. So, but
do you want to tell the story of your little like mini paranormal experience? I know you kind of had a little something going on there.
Yeah, so I've 2 times I've had questionable things happen. One seemed a little bit more definitive than the other. Once I was just about to go to bed and my TV randomly turned on out of the blue. That's the only time it's ever done that. And then another time, so if you've been to my house, there's an extremely creepy attic that it's not insulated. It just kind of exists. I mean, there's a room up there, but I don't really go up there. And I was showing someone around up there, trying to get the light to turn on, and it wasn't working for me. Just pressed the knob a couple of times, whatever, call it a day. About a week later, I go out there, I'm letting my dog outside, and I look up in the window and the light's randomly on. So I don't know. And I hadn't been up there since then. So I don't know if it just turned on by itself, if it was me messing around with that, but so I was back in my single days. I was hanging out with this spooky chick who offered to bring out a Ouija board.
Yes.
And so hindsight is like, that's a terrible idea, but it's not like it's a great idea. And we actually go in my creepy basement. We start doing the thing and we're actually getting some results. We're talking to this thing that claims it's like an 8-year-old boy, I think, spirit that died in the house in the 1940s or something like that. Weird, because you never know with that sort of thing. She said she wasn't moving it. I know I wasn't moving it, but again, you never know. The only weird thing about it is I asked, so there's my dog, his name's Boomer. And then our buddy Matt's dog was living with us at the time, Walter. I asked which dog it liked better. And then it moved over to the B for Boomer. Then I asked it if it was the one who turned the TV on randomly, and it said yes. And then it kind of went away and started doing some other weird shit.
So the TV stuff happened after you started meeting with this spooky chick and started kind of maybe thinking more about paranormal stuff?
So the TV thing happened before. But then nothing really happened after that. But I feel like if I would have kept playing with it, because apparently a thing with a Ouija board, if you're on it and it starts going either like back and forth or it starts going into circle, that's a big no-no. Like you're supposed to step away because that's like something trying to get through. This is all, goth chick.
No, this is all researched, very highly researched.
Yeah. Highly astute. So it was starting to do that each time. And I think Thomas, actually, we tried to do it one time, and that's
We
the
did.
only answer we were getting. And
We were also fucking hammered too.
But hey, again, research.
Right.
So yeah, man, I kind of bitch out again. One school of thought is I'm not trying to curse my house. The other school of thought is it'd be kind of tight, right?
It'd be kind of tight, especially if you get some like ghost pussy. Like I feel like that could go crazy, bro. Some
Yeah.
ectoplasm.
Oh, dude, that reminds me. We have to ask Thomas Farley. He has a story about hooking up with the ghost that he told me unironically.
Bro, get him on now. Because I was thinking.
Do you want to do it right now, or I told him like expect the later like second half of the
All
hour.
right, we can get that to that later. That's the tease to stick around. But
And
if
hold
you
on,
guys
my
have nothing else to
thermostat's
talk
making this
about,
weird beeping noise. Hold on, give me 1 second.
you're good. I'll get this ready for when Zach comes back. But I found a very funny, scary monsters tier list that I was thinking I can screen share, and we can kind of go through and rank these monsters on how spooky we think they are.
What's the scale?
If you guys, yeah, dude, there's the scale. Can you see my screen?
Oh shit. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll do
I
in
like
presentation mode, I think. Yeah, there we go. So
that. Coming through.
right here, we got like, I think this is Warlock, some kind of wizard. Sasquatch, we got Devil, Frankenstein, and just some ghouls and goblins, you know? I feel like I'm gonna do fucking Sasquatch, dude. I'm putting Sasquatch in D. Like
I
Totally
agree.
support.
he's not that scary. I feel like if we found out who Sasquatch was, it'd just be like, ah, dope, another fucking monkey rolling around. What do you guys think about fucking just, let's go right into Goblin.
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
hell is that goblin picture? Is
Bro,
that
I
like
didn't
from
make it.
RuneScape or something?
Yeah, it's RuneScape Goblin. What do you think, Eli? Pretend
dude,
that you have to pretend like this is real and you're experiencing it from, let's say, 6 feet away.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna say I stumbled upon it. I mean,
You stumbled upon
goblin. I'm going B tier for the goblin because they do creep me out. Short things in general I don't trust, and green skin is not my favorite skin color. So I'm gonna go
Right.
B tier.
for sure. Definitely a little green as Zach. How we feeling about goblins?
I agree with that take. Just the fact that he's so short, and I feel like I could get a good kick on him. He's not, but he still is spooky. Like he has friends, and they're
Right.
smarter than they let on. So I
Yeah.
think middle of the road is pretty accurate for him.
Yeah. All right, next, let's just go fucking skeleton, dude. I feel like skeleton's great. I think I'd put him in D, maybe a little scarier than Sasquatch, but I feel like skeleton, it would be hard not to laugh.
So hold on, I have a qualification or like a clarification question. Is this I stumble upon a faux skeleton or the real human remains, like actual human remains?
No, this is like this is like the spectral skeleton. This is reanimated. He is out there. His bones are creaking.
Oh, okay. So this is like a come to life.
Yeah.
Bag of bones.
Like
kind
he's
of
just
vibe.
chilling in this picture, but he's walking around.
I think that bumps him up a tier. I think you got to
Yeah,
give him
I
C
do
tier.
Facts.
too. The picture made me think this was like a fake, costume store skeleton. But
For sure.
yeah, no, definitely C tier for that.
Oh, especially too. So you see a lot of these in the front lawn. I think that's what this picture is right here. But if like, let's say there's 3 of them, if one of them stands up and starts like kind of coming at you, that's kind of next level. So
Definitely.
Absolutely. Next, we got just Ghost. And while this does look like playful, man, I'm leaning towards A for Ghost.
I like A
because I
tier
feel
for
like,
Ghost.
what do you think, Eli? Like you can't really touch it. It can go through walls.
If I am in a situation where I see an undeniable entity that is
It's real.
like somewhat translucent and it comes upon me, yeah, dude, that's A tier for sure. Because not only is it unnerving, but I have no idea like physically what that thing is, which really creeps me out.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, can it go through walls? Like, how do I hurt this thing? Like the goblin, yeah, Zach said, I walk up, I kick that motherfucker in the mouth.
You can kind of kick a goblin's ass,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. So that's
You guys think
definitely A's
Goblin
thing.
is scarier than Skeleton, though?
Definitely.
I think so. Just in the basis that there's never one goblin. Like goblins, they're pack
That's so
creatures.
true.
They are pack animals.
That's so true.
common
A
fact.
horde of goblins comes at you.
Yeah, and I've seen skeletons. I've never seen a goblin in person.
Right. All right, we got to go, Mummy. I mean, you're fucking in the desert, right? You're on an exploration with just some vague British relative. and then you're fucking popping open tombs. This thing comes at you. Where are we putting Mummy?
So I'm stuck between C and B. I can't see it being too much scarier than a skeleton, only except for what else is going to come with the mummy. Like there's always curses associated with mummies, right? Especially if you're getting them from a sarcophagus.
Mm-hmm.
Mummy's curse. It might bump him up to top of B. I think he's scarier than a goblin.
But also he's than a goblin, or the same scary level.
I think scarier because this is sorted by like if they're on the same tier. I'm putting to the left is scarier.
I got you.
What do you think?
Justifying it as scarier than the goblin.
We can put him here. We can chill on him for a bit.
I think it could be B tier, but not scarier than a goblin, personally.
I agree.
Because again, I'm associating the mummy with this is a human that's reanimated.
Right.
Goblin is still like, you know,
that's like, something else.
Yeah, dude. Like, what's going on? It's not a dwarf in a costume. Its head's not big enough.
Dude, in that case, where are we putting Frankenstein? Because like, I feel like Frankenstein might damn near be D.
Because Frankenstein was very large. So how imposing he is, I think goes C. But that's just my take. Like
C, scarier than a skeleton. What do you think, Zach?
No, because something tells me that Frankenstein is not very well put together.
Right.
Like he seems like he'd fall apart at the seams relatively easier. Like
he's flimsy.
It was a real hack shop job getting that motherfucker reanimated. They used lightning and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Like that guy got his medical degree at ITT Tech. Like it's fake degree, fake school, fake monster. But he's still decently scary. But yeah.
Can we get a confirmation on what this next one even is? This green
can't even
thing?
see it, dude.
Yeah,
like,
any way to expand the photo?
I can't, dude. No, that's not possible.
So
we're doing
S
green thing. Yeah. Fear the unknown. I mean, let's just put it down in C. I think it's like an alien witch.
Dude.
Is it an alien? We can call it an alien because there's no alien on this list. What are we putting for alien? That might be S tier for me.
I think alien would be S tier just because, I mean, he looks like an emperor alien too. I mean,
Oh, he's an authority. Yeah, he's a figure of authority within an alien race for sure.
Yeah, they have some intelligence.
The thing, like, they can fuck with you without you even coming close to realizing what's going on.
Yep.
For sure. All right, cartoonish demon with a pitchfork.
I'm going D tier, bro. Like, even if I stumble upon this in a very realistic situation, I'm just assuming this is a man in a costume because
man in a costume.
Yeah,
you're not buying his bullshit. All right.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like he might be scarier than Frankenstein though, just because he could come at you with that weapon.
Yeah, he's more sturdy. I really like that Zach highlighted the flimsiness of Frankenstein. That's important.
All right, Zach, why don't you take the reins with Gargoyle right here? You control.
So
tell me where to put it.
Because they're usually associated with some pretty creepy stuff. I'm gonna have kind of a hot take and throw him on B tier, but less scary than the mummy. Excuse me.
Less scary than the mummy.
Less scary than the mummy, because they're usually secondhand to vampires, which are going to be really, really creepy. But they're coming to life from stone. They're going to be tough to take down.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like
also there's that like cartoon, the Gargoyles. That was a dope ass show. I feel like you could maybe possibly join them and fight some crime.
Right. And I feel like there's some pretty basic spells and incantations to take a gargoyle down. And if you're in an area where they're coming to life and you maybe have some sort of access to them, it's just my guess.
I feel like you dip 30 feet away from that building, that gargoyle has nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
That's a great point too.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, it clown, like that's S tier for me. And if we're talking the lore of it, the dude is an interdimensional monster. I don't know if this is just clowns, but I'm putting him S tier. I'd be willing to drop him down to A depending on what you guys think, but I think it is very terrifying.
Never saw the movies, so I don't have much for comment.
I have, and I don't think it's that, just personally for me, because it's like, just stay away from the drain. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's the easy work. Now, if you get in his lair, like, we can keep him up there, because if you get to his lair, you're fucked. There's no two ways.
Right, and children can defeat him. So, like, maybe just
fucking
go down to the local elementary school, pick up some talent, and fucking enroll in there.
Yeah, 100%.
Are we saying A though? Or you feeling less than that? You think Goblin beats it?
No, I find clowns creepy, even though I don't know.
I think scarier than a ghost for me personally.
Yeah,
because there's something about it and clowns that can like viscerally, like if it's right next to me, a ghost won't get that same jump scare that a clown will.
Yeah, and there's so many different types of ghosts. Like, I'm sure some ghosts are scarier than it, maybe, or at least on its level, but there's so many ghosts that aren't, maybe.
That's valuable insight. I agree.
All right. Next up, we got Grim Reaper, Eli.
Oh, that's what that is?
What are we thinking about Grim Reaper?
Maybe I'm a little biased based on like his involvement in Family Guy, but yeah, I think C probably. I mean, it does like connote death is around the corner or you're dying, which is pretty scary, but I feel like he's got a good sense of humor because his job requires him to like live in this realm of, you know, pain and suffering. So he's got to be at least like a wisecracking kind of guy.
Right. He might have a Jamaican accent that's like up to interpretation. Yeah, I think death might even be just like kind of the opposite of like God or whatever. So maybe he's kind of a homie. Maybe he's gentle, bringing you into the afterlife. We don't know.
And I feel like he's easy to be because he's often portrayed like when someone's about to die, but they can beat whatever's going to cause them to die and he just goes away. Like I feel like he doesn't bring death per se super often.
He's not very aggressive. I feel like that. Yeah, he's
He is
more of a
passive.
scavenger.
So we think it's scarier than a skeleton, a reanimated dancing skeleton, or
Yeah,
no?
I mean, he's got a scythe and like he brings
Yeah.
you to hell or whatever. The after,
Right.
whatever. I don't know.
Dude, Witch, bro. This is Wicked Witch of the West from like Wizard of Oz, but I mean, I've seen Hereditary, and dude, I don't want anything to do with that. Witches being like the slaves of Satan type shit, the servants of Satan, like that shit freaks me out. I would almost put S tier, but maybe top of A.
Yeah, like
top of A.
a soldier of Satan witch that's all wrinkly and just like she likes blood sacrifices. And
Yeah.
shit. Dude, that's really fun.
And I think they can like really control you with spells, and they have, you know, there's cobwebs, there's bats, cackling.
They also represent the scariest thing in this world, which is ugly women. So that's pretty up there.
Bro, that's fucking terrifying. Holy shit.
Well, and on top of that, there's
Ugly
like that's one of the
women?
things that's really close to being real because there are a lot of chicks that want to be that. Like a lot of chicks that would love to do blood sacrifices, but like not in a fun way at all, you know? Because there's like fun blood sacrifices, and then there's like the
having a
really
good time
creepy ones, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely. All right. I think this is Vampire. Am I wrong?
No, that's
with this?
Nosferatu, bro.
Yeah, Nosferatu.
That's an S tier for me, dude.
S tier,
Nosferatu
bro.
is fucking
No
the
shot.
legend.
I feel like no
You know
shot.
who that is? Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's the guy. I mean, dude.
no, he's not. He's not that scary. I'm joking. You've seen the SpongeBob episode, right? He's actually from one of the first
bro. He's
horror
kind of
films.
a whimsical, goofy guy, but this is Vampire. This is like,
Okay, you're representing Vampire. That's fine.
dude, vampires are kind of sexy, right? I feel like they could kind of give you something.
Oh, they rebranded very strongly in the 2000s.
Right. They got
Strong
fucking
rebrand.
Robert Pattinson to fucking show him what's up, right?
Yeah, I think you have them placed accurately in C tier just for the sake of this. But if the picture was like a real creepy Dracula-esque, like trap you in his mansion, you're not getting out. Just on the picture alone, I'd rank him higher. But
yeah,
this is recency bias. We're keeping him there.
Dude, werewolf, it's close to witch for me. I feel like this thing can kill you so easily.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Maybe even
I'll put it this way: I would rather come across it in most situations than a werewolf. So werewolf, you're not getting out of it.
Yeah.
I agree.
What do we think about witch versus werewolf? That's really tough for me.
How many witches? Is it one witch?
It's one witch, and I think maybe, I just thought of this, maybe werewolf is less because it has to be a full moon, but maybe not, because regardless, if you see a werewolf, you're fucked.
Yeah, but that's the scenario we're playing off of, is if you come across this thing.
Right, you're right.
in the
That's
wild,
not a good explanation.
Can we revisit the criteria of the ranking real quick? So
I think we should go
spookiest.
fast and loose.
Fast and loose.
Yeah. Dude, zombie. Well, we can
Fuck
come
a
back to
zombie,
werewolf.
dude.
Zombie, bro. Fuck a zombie. I
Yeah,
swear to
dude.
God, dude.
Weak.
I'd rather I think he's less than Dracula.
I mean,
the only thing
no.
that's scary about zombies is the potential for like everyone to get infected, which maybe
That's what I'm
bumps up
saying.
one step.
No. I think he's less scary than Frankenstein, because Frankenstein is essentially that, except for he's less infectious. But like, you don't really care if he's infectious because you're going to be dead anyway. So like, Frankenstein's just a bigger zombie. Essentially, he's just a slightly harder to kill. But
Damn.
the same
Yeah.
consistency,
Yeah.
same level of sturdy.
He's like Android 8 from fucking Dragon Ball.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
A single zombie is more just intriguing. You know, it's not
Yeah.
really scary. It's like, all right,
Right.
they're gonna bite me, but I gotta find out what's going on here. I'm not.
I
really
mean, dude,
scared.
like that's a fucking just regular guy off Skid Row, right? Just a
Mhm.
fucking
Those
exactly.
exist.
it's
Yeah.
a critter.
Okay, am I tripping, or is this not a werewolf and this is like Swamp Thing and this is the werewolf?
I think that's right.
It's
Okay.
hard to see. That to me, that looks like a werewolf in a straitjacket that's painted
This
black.
is
but I
werewolf,
can't-
and dude. So we're gonna put werewolf there. This is swamp thing. I just couldn't really tell.
Oh, okay.
What do you guys put swamp creature? Like we're talking Nolan's fucking down there in the Black Lagoon type
His
shit.
family's been here a long time.
Bro,
And my family's been here a very, very long time.
such a long time. Swamps are creepy, bro. Like definitely. They're definitely creepy to me.
If I was actually in the swamp and I encountered the swamp person, I'd say you put him in A tier behind the ghost. I would.
Yeah.
That looks tough, dude.
I'm
Yeah.
here for it. It looks big too.
Yeah.
It is pretty big. And I feel like he would like, drag you under. He's got some kind of, he controls the algae and it kind of wraps you up in some kind of a contorted thing. But
Okay, so here's the thing. All of these things have some sort of weakness, except for maybe arguably the alien, because I don't
alien
think there's any way.
and ghost maybe.
Yeah, ghost would be tough. Although maybe you could like bless the house or something like that. Who knows? How are
Right.
you taking down the swamp creature? Because I'm kind of drawing a blank.
Yeah. I mean, I think you have to I think guns are ineffective. I think bladed objects to slice through his grass. Is there a guy inside, or is it just like a bundle of sticks and mud? Like what's he made of?
I have no idea.
Yeah, is he like is he the swamp personified into this sort of entity or yeah. Yeah, I kind of think he
pollution.
is the swamp. He is
So you
the
got to throw
swamp.
gasoline on him and just like hit him
Yeah,
with straws
burn
and
him.
stuff.
Yeah, you gotta
Burned
burn
his
him.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, any other fucking adjustments? We think this placement's pretty good.
Let me review everything here.
Yeah, give me a sec.
I mean, if we had to add one thing, floating jack-o'-lantern would be top of S for me. I feel like that
Really?
is you really
Really?
can't get much scarier than floating jack-o'-lantern.
I mean, number like really top of the S tier should be debt, but I mean, we don't have debt represented quite yet. I just can't get over the picture of the goblin, dude. That's my favorite part of this whole thing. Like, that's such a funny picture to me.
It's great. Yeah, he's hanging out there.
He's wearing like a fucking Western vest too, at least in the way I see it. And that's
Kind
just
of like
fucking,
Shrek's shirt almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to meet who
So-
made that picture and shake their hand.
No, and last thing I want to talk about for the mummy, and I actually think we have him placed perfectly, is
Mhm.
he is that scary because when you're finding him, you're on an intense treasure hunt. Like there's
Yeah,
some
you're looking
real
for
good
something, and
loot.
he's guarding that.
Yeah, that's almost going to help you fight through the fear a little bit. So
Truth.
Fair
Truth.
enough. All right.
Truth.
Well, that's the spooky tier list.
Love
Nice.
it. Good shit.
I feel very in the season.
Good shit. Okay, then did you want to do the shoe breakdown, or we could do army ads? That might have to be its own episode. I'm not sure because I didn't.
No, we
I
can
didn't
get into it.
Okay, did you pull anything up for the army ads?
Yeah.
And the one you sent me is so good.
Which
and
one
I
did
think-
I send you?
The goth girl army ad. You sent it to both Zach and I.
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah,
That
we'll
one's
get
so
into
good.
that. I think I have that pulled up. Let me
dude, I want to.
yeah, I guess we'll talk about the army psyop. So like, I mean, I'm obviously a big fan of the military. I'm rocking my
Obviously.
America. What does it say? Fucking
Strong.
America strong. And then the back. Can you see that at all?
Oh, is
Yeah.
that the Applebee's shirt?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, if there's two things I love, it's Applebee's and the military.
Duh.
Applebee's defending the troops.
Duh.
But yeah, this girl has been fucking killing it.
Unreal.
awesome.
If we as a species have learned anything from the internet, it's that men will simp over any tomboy around the globe. Even if that tomboy is overseas fighting in Iraq? Yeah. Apparently 4chan and TikTok are simping over the US military, specifically this Army E girl named Haley, posting thirst traps in a Hummer, wearing all camo and a tactical helmet while emphasizing her freckles and big eyes. This girl is pulling all
It's really the perfect psyop, honestly. And I don't know how deep you guys want to get into this, but like she acknowledges that she is convincing people to join the army, and apparently people did some digging and she's literally on a team called like the psyop department.
Incredible. So I think we need to take a step back before we analyze her specifically more and
Okay.
explain to the people, why we're so interested in this topic, which is like, so we all know that, our military has to recruit people, right? Like if we don't have soldiers, if we don't have people, we're not going to have a strong military. And
Amen.
this switch of the sort of advertising propaganda from the World War I, World War II, like, hey, fight for patriotism because it's important. We love our country.
And also fuck the Japs. Those big
Well,
tooth
yeah, that was
fucks, those
important
yellow
too.
bellied fucking.
Well, and then now, because those tactics no longer work for many reasons that we don't need to go into, we now see the government switching to just what we think is much funnier, like leaning on this sort of sex sells because they've given up, and then just like joining the army is nothing different than playing Modern Warfare 2. And we've been making fun of this for years. So this new development that I had never seen of like the sexy army goth girl selling the military to, I guess, like the general heterosexual male public, but also more like you think the sort of internet guy,
The Gen
as
Z
well.
guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
which
Yeah,
is
I think the demographic is a huge, because it's people that are getting ready to be of age to join the army specifically. And I'm sure that there's a ton of 15 to nearly 18-year-old boys that spend a lot of times in front of their
Jerking off
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Instagram.
big time. And she comes across the screen, she's like, damn, like this is what I could get access to maybe if I'm in the military. And the train of thought, it is so flawed, but it doesn't matter because I bet it works.
It's perfect, dude. It's like it started off with the Army esports team, and they literally had a sponsored esports team. When they would play, they'd be streaming, playing COD, and they'd have ads pop up like encouraging people to go list, which is fantastic, but it also was like a little bit too obvious. So now I feel like they've gone like post-ironic and are co-signing this girl, but I really have no idea like how deep it goes. Like she could just be pulling a meme, but I feel like she could get in a lot of trouble if she didn't have direct permission from her superior officers to be doing this kind of shit.
well, and the concept of it is fantastic. So they're like, okay, say this is approved by the military, she's backed by whatever. They're saying, yes, we need to convince young men to join the military by saying, if you join the military, you'll meet women like her and have sex with her, even though there's very strict, like you can't have sex with anybody involved in the military while you're on active duty. So
Is
like,
that true?
I believe so, right? You're not allowed to have physical relations.
It's a big no-no.
While you're on active duty, I think pretty sure you get discharged if you get caught doing that.
Really?
Discharge in more than one way. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, fuck, I guess.
I mean, maybe fact check me, but I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah,
right.
no, it's all good.
I don't think we need to fact check.
We don't need a fact check. We'll just accept that. Yeah, I mean, it's also definitely, I feel like, kind of pulled over from kind of like Israel and like the IDF shit, because Israel gets popping off with the hot Israeli chicks, and it starts off with their whole fucking pilgrimage thing, which you're allowed to do if you're Jewish, bro. What the fuck is it called? Birthright. Yeah.
Nice.
If you get your birthright, they literally encourage young Jewish boys from the rest of the world to like be down with Israel by getting hot girls in the IDF to like chaperone them around, and they encourage you to have sex on those trips to like breed more Jewish people, which is so fucking sick.
Fuck yeah.
And I feel like we just kind of co-opted that.
Again, it might not be ethical just from a standpoint of like, well, that's what I said earlier. The logic's super flawed if you peel it back one layer, which that's how deep we are right now is one layer. But you're not going to think like that. And I think in terms of her getting in trouble, if she's not actually authorized to do this, which may not be, I think if they might be tempted to do that, but then if they see the results that this will probably yield, they're like, you know what? Fuck it. This is good. I'm going to draw an analogy to another kind of modern event right now. I mean, look at it, dude. Like it makes me want to join the military, but have you guys heard about what's going on with the Wisconsin volleyball team as of late?
No.
Oh my God.
Dude, so it's hilarious. So they won the Big Ten championship, and then a bunch of pictures of them leaked. Not only like they got naked and partied in the locker room, were dancing around like legitimately naked. Like they all posed with the picture, their tits out and like their Big Ten championship hats on. And then like a bunch of their individual nudes leaked alongside that. So it's all the rage right now. But the next game after that, Wisconsin sold out the arena, and they had a record-breaking attendance tonight for the volleyball team. So like, yes, is that bad? But like, I had a good result from it. I think it's kind of a similar concept.
Holy fuck. Sex sells, I guess.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I had no idea that happened.
Yeah, no, it's a ton of pictures that leaked from like it's and a lot of them are in the Wisconsin volleyball locker room too.
Genius. Do you think it was the players who leaked it, or is this like a third party? Do we know?
I have no idea. My research didn't get beyond the actual content itself.
Look at that clickbait, dude. That's a fucking perfect thumbnail.
Volleyball player video. I have the full video of the girl. I know searching about this video for a long time, but you can't get the full video and there is video. Don't worry about it.
What are we watching?
In this video, you know, bro.
Muka.
I can't upload this video or this photo in this video.
Sell you a Dropbox link for like $20.
There's just nothing. It's nothing. Good for that guy. Good for him. I love the internet.
Yeah, bro. It's just crazy. And to me, like the whole part about Lunchbag Luhan or whatever, that fucking army chick is like, she actively acknowledges that it is a psy-op, and that's just like the most baffling part to me is that she's like, I just don't really get like what she feels like is what's going on at all.
No,
I don't know.
She's getting impressions. She's getting likes on TikTok, bro. Why
fucking fair.
Why pull back the onion any deeper?
And we're sure she's actually in the military.
No, I have
we have
no
no
idea.
idea. Okay.
Internet was becoming familiar with her, they also became skeptical of her. Basically, 4chan is now calling her a fed, as in she's a government psy-op designed to draft horny posters into the regime.
Also, I want to see what the girl making this video looks like.
Bro, but like she brings up a valid point. Like we do need emotes for World War III. There's no way that like you're not gonna kill some soldiers and not fucking, if you're a Gen Z kid, you're gonna do a little Fortnite dance. You're gonna do Orange Justice or fucking the Carlton or something. Like she brings up a fair point.
100%. If you get incentivized with that, yes, absolutely.
If we as a species have learned
I don't know.
If we as a species, if we have the human species have learned anything, I love that phrasing. What have we learned as a species?
What have we learned? Not shit, really. That fucking gremlins are scary and ghouls are in our walls. Like that's what I've learned.
Water tastes better when it's fizzy. That's basically it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Oh, are you on the Minaragu now, dude? Is that what you're drinking? I love that one.
So there's a Topo Chico nationwide shortage. It's out of every single Kroger, Fry's. I haven't been able to find Topo Chico since at least late 2021.
Really? I've been able to, I mean, it's definitely less, but I've been able to find it here. That's funny.
Can't find it for shit, bro.
It's the best. And you're way closer to Mexico where it's from. So that makes no goddamn sense, but whatever.
Someone told me like, oh, since Coca-Cola bought it, it hasn't been the same. And I was just like, what are you talking about?
I love that take as well.
Yeah.
But whatever.
What is
and
this? This is tip distributors.
No, I think that shit's good. It's pretty carbonated, which is all I care about.
Yeah. City facts.
Any other comments on the military propaganda? Like I had my own little soliloquy, but I don't know if you guys had any more comments on that.
Nothing for me.
Yeah, nothing really. Like it'll be interesting, like to see where this goes going forward, and I'd be interested to see like what enlisting rates have been like over the past few years, because I do feel like with the tensions in Ukraine and Russia, there is like we're more likely to get involved in a war than we were before, but also like I have also no idea about how close we are to war.
Oh, I guess the only other note I had, and this is word for word, is that nuclear war is tight. And that's not necessarily getting pushed by the army yet, but it's getting pushed by other sources. So I'm curious to see how those two worlds intertwine, because there's obviously, you guys have seen it, a big media push for just normalizing the possibility of nuclear war, right? So I wonder how and if at all that's going to get tied into this advertising push, because it seems like just an inevitable collision of two worlds.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it is up from like 2019. There was a 0.5% increase from 2018, but I can't find any. The largest military service is falling more than 1,000 soldiers short this year. Okay, so it sounds like, according to Bloomberg, they're on a push. So maybe this is the latest trick.
Okay.
Nice.
Keep your eyes peeled.
No, Eli, I'd love to get your take on this as well, though.
On what?
You got any final thoughts?
Yeah, I thought you said you had a little soliloquy.
Oh, no. I was saying my intro was my soliloquy to the army propaganda. Just like that, we've talked about it for years and how it's just like really poorly done, in my opinion. And so not clever, but it seems to be working for them. And I would love to be in a higher up of the rankings meeting where they're going over like the future of recruitment methods. That would be, I would pay a lot of money to be there for that. And like, who's that guy? I don't know.
Well, the past few years they've been like almost like adjacent to like a Dodge Ram commercial or like a Gillette razor thing. It's just like, is this the new Tom Cruise movie? And it's like, fly in the army, murder innocent brown children, join now. And it's just
Hey, and we're really pro-military. This podcast will be explicit about that.
Dude,
but the advertisement is baffling. It's baffling. I mean, Thomas wouldn't wear that shirt if he didn't love the American government and the American.
I love aircraft carriers. I love having control of the skies because, you know, that just determines it, baby.
I mean, when we all hang out, we just play Battleship or Call of Duty. That's it. We've never played anything else. I mean, a Ouija board every once in a while, but it's really just
Ouija
those three
board,
things.
and then it's Call of Duty. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's to contact fallen soldiers to pay our respects.
Of course.
All right, Eli, you wanted to present the new topic. Actually, before we do the new topic, I want to hear about the concrete critter of the week. Last week, it was the woman from Phoenix, Arizona, who tried to shoot a cop for some reason and got capped. But given our first episode was on concrete critters, the lore behind them, you said you maybe had an encounter with one recently that you wanted to share about.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to end positively, but so I used to work with this guy at the Chocolate Moose, which is a local ice cream store here, who was fucking hilarious and like a really good dude, but was this at the time early 30s guy, mostly bald, who, I mean, if you walked up to him, you'd be like, that guy did meth or heroin, right? And he had been sober for like 3 years at this point, in and out of prison. He told me these crazy stories about one time. And let me back up. First of all, he's from Martinsville, which is just so appropriate.
Perfect.
And he
What kind
told
of
me
town is Martinsville for people that aren't familiar?
just like a lot of towns in Indiana, but a complete drive-through shithole that's like, you just, if you're in that town, you just feel like everyone is racist.
You feel
around
poorer.
you.
Yeah.
You do feel poorer and stupider, and you want to buy NASCAR memorabilia like immediately.
Yeah.
And anyways, this guy told me just all kinds of crazy stories, but I ended up becoming his friend for sure. And he told me one story about taking like allegedly 1,000 hits of acid because the cops are banging on his trailer door, and he just had like a sheet of acid and took it all. And then he said he lost like a month of his life and was just like tripping for that long. But anyways, I saw this guy be sober, like blue collar grind, like take care of his kids, all finish drug court. So like if you get really deep in the drug world where you get multiple convictions, to be no longer on probation or in drug court, like that takes a shitload of time and money. And I saw this guy go through all of it. And then I stopped hearing from him for like a year. It's been probably 2 or 3 years. And this week I saw him just like on the streets of Bloomington, looking strung out as hell, eating like a bag of Doritos at 7:30 in the morning while I was going to work out. And it's a very depressing end to like our mockery, which has been concrete critters. But it's just, it's really fascinating to have seen somebody get out of the critter life and, you know, become what we all strive to be, which is paying taxes and being terrible, and then go right back to it. And
Getting bitches pregnant.
Yeah, he's got multiple kids, dude, and it was just like very depressing. I almost said something, but I know that it would have ended with him like trying to stay at my house, and you can't have people who are actively on meth living at your house.
It's so tough, dude. You want to help them out, but you just put up, I mean, you make a great point, like that connection, they see that empathy, they see that you're willing to help them, they need everything they can get. They're like a person drowning, you try to save them, they're going to pull you down with them and take them into their fucking craziness.
So before we move on, I actually have one more story about him. Between when I saw him sober and now, I saw him one other time, and this is kind of funny, but also just insane. At my old like Roosevelt Street house, he comes up. I didn't know he knew where I lived, and it's like in like a Friday afternoon before it's dark. He's on, which is a classic concrete critter vehicle we haven't discussed, the Child's like BMX bike. You know, like that's way we forgot to mention that. Just like speeds into my front yard, tosses the bike, and is like banging on my door, being like he needs to talk to me. And I'm like, dude, Sam, I haven't seen you. Like, you look terrible. Like, what's going on? And he goes on this rant about how he's been staying at the homeless shelter, and he's discovered an underground, like, basically porn video making ring where homeless women at the shelter get abducted by these men who make like forced sex videos of them and like sell it on the internet. And again, like
Whoa.
he's clearly high and like, in the shit at this point, but he came to my house out of nowhere to like tell me this. And like, what do you do in that situation? Like, was I supposed to go to the police and be like, I know that this is happening, even though I have no evidence except this guy's word for it?
Was there a call to
Holy
action?
shit.
Did he want anything specifically or just to share this information?
Just to share this information.
Nice.
This is years ago at this point, like at least 3 years ago, maybe longer. But I just remember being like, he was a relatively trustworthy guy, but what he was sharing with me was like, very, very insane. So it was hard
Like
to
almost like
come
a
to action.
manic or like delusional episode.
Maybe, but
What
he
if-
also go ahead.
Like, what if he's right? Like I could see that. Like the people on that lowest rung of society, no one really cares about what happens to them. Most people don't think a second thought about that. Most people just want to get to where they're going, and these people are just like roadblocks on the side of the road, interrupting that, unfortunately. So fuck, dude, that's some evil shit. If that's
It's a good demographic. I mean, there's serial killers and people like that are specifically targeted that demographic just because the trail is going to be a little bit easier to ditch. So, I mean, that part of it's believable. Now, let's take a step back. The part of it's that's not necessarily believable, even if this was 2 years ago. So let's say like 2019, 2020, something like that. The fact that someone's going and targeting homeless women for these videos and then selling them, maybe just on the kink that it's like, some dark web shit that it's like, forced or whatever. But beyond that, no one's going to pay for that.
Yeah. I mean, again, there's some holes in this.
Dude,
But
if I don't know, man, if it's confirmed, like, unconsensual, like some dudes might be like real into that. And I feel like, I think this goes back to some fake places. The chilled water plant, I feel like it has a lot to do with it,
Oh, if that did go down there, that's definitely a common scene. That's like the casting couch for non-consensual homeless person porn is the water plant. That's
chilled
a good
water
point.
plant.
Bro,
Yep,
I want to fucking find a picture of the chilled water plant. That dude, there's no fucking shot that's a real place.
Dude, but it's chilled water, dude. It's a
I mean, I don't like to drink warm water, so
I looked it up, but I can't find a good street view picture of it. Where the fuck is it even? It's on like
of course you can.
on 13th Street or something.
I don't know, but I'm not surprised you can't find evidence that it's even real.
Yeah, this might even be fucking way too much of a rabbit hole to even get into.
Yeah, the chilled water plant might deserve its own episode once we really start peeling back the layers.
Yeah. Dude, no way. There's chilled water plant 2 at the University of Iowa.
It's not.
I don't know
called
how I
chilled
feel
water
about
plant
that.
2. No way.
Literally says chilled water plant 2.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show that?
Yup.
I feel like that needs to be.
Is it a number or a letter? I guess we'll find out.
It's literally a number. I'm not going to share it because I'm too scared. I feel like that might invoke some kind of
be careful, bro.
kind of
For those at
demon.
home, look up chilled water plant 2.
Yeah, look up the chilled water plant. Oh fuck, dude.
Of all the things that could get us in trouble or banned off YouTube for this episode, that might be at the top of the list.
yeah. Dude, I kind of want to
Definitely
talk
that.
about conspiracies right now. I kind of want to fucking just get into like big weather at this point. I'm
Okay,
in
so
that
this isn't
mood,
necessarily
guys.
conspiracy based, but I did want to get your guys' take on it. So this morning, I got a notification that my Apple ID was trying to get signed in somewhere out of China, an undisclosed
shit.
location.
Oh,
So
shit, dude.
someone's trying to steal my identity. Dude, I never thought it was important enough to get a stolen identity, but man, someone was going after it.
Dude, it'd be so great if like the hacker's talking to you and you just start like dirty talking to them, like, oh yeah, you're gonna fucking steal my identity, yeah. Oh,
So
I
I'm
bet
curious
you
about
do
that.
want
So-
my little social security number.
Yeah.
I don't give that out on
you
our
want.
first date.
Yeah, so there's nothing really that damning. I mean, my credit card's not tied to my Apple. It's just a bunch of pictures, not really too much personal information. So like, curious what they would have been going at. Like, I'm sure that there's plenty of people with that type of shit tied onto it, but
Yeah.
curious about that.
I think it's
Yeah.
just like the metadata approach that they can understand and manipulate us more if they like know everything about everyone, which
Right,
is also
right,
so
right.
fucking stupid to me. But whatever.
Which they probably already could. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily like, super discreet online by any means. I'm not overt with my shit. I don't post everything, every 2 seconds, but it's enough where, AI is advanced enough to piece together a really complete profile on me if they wanted to.
yeah.
Well, actually, not if they wanted to. They definitely already have, like all of us.
One of my favorite conspiracies that I'm sure other people have talked about that I think you guys were the first ones to bring up is that the anti-tobacco campaigns are 100% funded by the tobacco companies, because nothing makes me want to consume tobacco more than a commercial telling me not to.
Right.
And the commercials are so fucking lame that, like, you know that it's funded by them. And I love that principle. Like, I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
So I don't even know
bro,
if that's a conspiracy.
I'm
Is it
pulling
like
up this fucking guy.
Probably as much of a conspiracy as like them, funding their own medical research facilities back in the 60s and stuff like that. They probably have to put out a certain amount of anti-smoking rhetoric into the, into the common vernacular regular, which that's next level psy-op shit compared to what the military is doing right now. Cause that's basic level stuff.
You could be inhaling toxic metals into your lungs. To show how scary that is, we made metal monsters.
I mean, dude.
We made metal monsters. Whoa.
With special effects.
Come on, bro.
Particles being inhaled.
No shot. But the metal feels so good. I don't get it, you know?
He specifically explained that the special effects are the metals that you're inhaling.
Bro, these Chinese chemicals inside this Elf bar, they make me feel great. I feel amazing. It tastes like candy, and I get fucking high off it.
Music that would have made your heart race. But nothing is as scary as the facts. Vaping.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I think
the commercials that worked that I feel like I never see anymore, like some old geezer who has a hole in his throat who looks like shit, and they don't do that. Like, that worked. Even if it made you just change the channel, like, that made me not want to smoke. 100%. But this shit, like, what the hell, man?
We're such pussies when it comes to that stuff. I mean, like, even with Europe and basically everywhere but here, where they put basically pictures of decaying body parts on cigarette packages. Like, if you're doing that, you're at least committing to it. You're like, I want my lungs to look like this.
Yeah, bro. I mean, we got vintage, like, Marlboro merch rolling around, like the Camel dudes, like all that racing stuff. I think it's cool as fuck. It makes me want to smoke more.
Cool. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, Joe Camel's so cool. So sick. So fucking dope. All right, Eli, you wanted to present a new
too, and this kind of goes alongside the military ads where they just make the military people look like the coolest people on the planet Earth. The anti-drunk driving ads where it's like basically a cop that's camouflaged in with the scenery. It's like, even if you don't see them, they'll see you. And it's just like some super stealth agent cop that just like gets you for running a red light. Those are great.
Well, those also make me want to prove I can get away with drunk driving. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a test.
These people are so bad at making their ad. Like, oh God, it pisses me off.
Bro, I mean, like, I feel like the drunk driving memes are like blowing up right now. Like, the drunk driving fandom is dying. Like this post if you love to booze and cruise. I love it, dude. It's so sick. Yes. So cool.
And then there's that statistic that on average, if you get caught drunk driving, you've been drunk driving at least 80 times for every time you get like pulled over.
Right.
That's what it is. Which
that sounds
awesome.
about right.
Right. Sounds a little low, honestly.
Yeah.
I can see it on average. But yeah, it sounds a little low, to be honest.
Yeah.
They never caught me until they caught me. You know what I'm saying?
They never caught me till they did.
Yeah, until they did, bitch. What's up? How much you have? I don't know. A few.
So do we want to do one more the game that might be reoccurring, then call Thomas Farley and wrap it up?
Yep.
Okay. So feel free to edit this, but we're gonna do a weekly breakdown where Thomas, who's sort of a sneakerhead, will present a shoe to Zach and I am like, anybody will tell you I don't know shit about like the sneaker world at all. I somewhat similar to the internet. I'm just like never got involved and I never tried to. So I'm kind of an idiot about it. So I'll give my take on the shoe. And then I see sort of Zach as like this in between where he probably has a decent sneaker game, knows a little bit about it, but is nowhere close to Thomas's level. So we'll have me give my take on the shoe, Zach, and then Thomas, and just see the differences in the opinion. And I guess evaluate it on like, and this will evolve, but you know, would you wear it? Does it look cool? Like, what does this remind you of? What kind of person do you see wearing this shoe? That kind of criteria.
Is there any way, and this might take a little bit more prep for next time, but is there any way that we can get price involved with this as well? Like we can guess the price?
We definitely have to do that. Yeah. Oh, we're definitely guessing the price.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Great
and Thomas
idea.
can get that information readily available.
Yep, I'll get that right now.
Without showing us immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 3 today because I feel like there's one of them is just not enough to show like what the whole thing is. Cause I have two that are showing like a category of what's popular. And then one that's just like more of a traditional sneaker. You'll understand more once I get to it, but give me a quick second because I'm just getting the StockX prices of all of them.
You're good.
No, I was really excited to do this, and you're gonna think this is fucking hilarious. So I'm gonna share the first one right now. So don't look yet. Okay, here we go.
Oh, we're getting an ad.
We get an ad. I love this.
Oh shit, is that Spike Lee?
How you know it's going to be expensive if they can afford to do this entire video production.
Oh shit, what the fuck?
So right now, boys, the Crocs have been killing the absolute game. What happened was Crocs for so long had been defined as like the ugly shoe. Yeah. And about, I'd think 2 to 3 years ago, people that were like really into sneakers started wearing them ironically, almost like the Nike Air Monarch. And they became kind of like a niche trend. And now the clog, I'm telling you guys, every brand, like almost every brand is releasing some sort of clog. So this is the Croc Pollex, I think it's called. Nice. It's like a collaboration, but this is literally, dude, a streetwear Croc that like it gets raffled off. Like to get this, like some of the sites would open at a certain time, first come, first serve, but people entered raffles to win this shoe.
Let me just say right now, this looks like the underside of a penis.
Wow. Yeah. Or part of the ball sack. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, this is very scrotum-esque for sure.
Yeah. Holy shit. It really is.
Like, is that a troll? Come on now.
It's gotta be, dude. Wait, is Croc collabing with someone on this?
Yes, this is a collab.
The whole design to conception process to creation where no one was like, so this is just a ball sack, right?
Yeah, no, because the guy who came up with it is totally like laughing, like holding off a laugh the whole time when he presented
okay.
Like, yeah, this is the Croc.
So before we get into the price of this, I almost want to bring up the next one because it's like even better. Can you guys think about any kind of Croc? Like when you think of Crocs and you think of a Crocs that were a picture of something, not just a standard color, is there anything that you can think of?
What do you
they're a picture of something? Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Crocs that were something that wasn't a shoe. Like it was actually the Crocs as something different.
As like an accessory or something like that?
Nope.
I don't know what you mean. I mean,
okay.
These remind me of like a swim shoe. I don't know.
All right, I'll just get to it. So there was a very, very popular shoe that Crocs released like back in 2006 or 7. And it was very, very popular for a certain reason, for a certain demographic, mostly kids. But recently, Crocs just re-released the Lightning McQueen Croc, and it sold out.
Nice. Well, I mean, that's pretty cool, actually. Like,
yeah, bro.
I'd rather have that than the nutsack Croc.
Oh yeah, dude. The nutsack one is absurd. It looks like a fucking bad, like the dorky rich kids in the 90s whose parents took them to the pool. Like they wore those to the pool, something like that.
Okay.
And we're
all
trolling
right.
their
So
own kid.
do you want to guess? I don't know if you saw the prices.
I didn't actually.
Okay.
I did, so I'll let Eli guess.
All right, Eli, what do you guess you're selling for?
Again, I understand it was a collab with someone. They're supposed to, like, they almost remind me of what Yeezys sort of look like. So I'm guessing like $299, something stupid like that.
Actually, I was in the same vein as you, no pun intended, with these nutsack Crocs. I was gonna guess 150 just because of the whole bidding thing and everything. I know people get ridiculous with shoes.
Yeah, so these are all the different colors, and you're not wrong. This one apparently, which is news to me, released last year, is selling for, I mean, I don't know how much these are actually selling for.
Yeah.
But it looks like recently $300, $400 for these Crocs.
Dude,
now this site that you're on, this is like a resale hub.
Yeah, this is like StockX. So like recently there's been a lot of drama with StockX and like fees and prices. But like, yeah, these are essentially where you can gauge market value. In an ideal world, this would show you what a shoe is actually worth.
But this is basically if commoners like me and Eli, because we're obviously not going to wait in line or try to digitally enter some sort of raffle or whatever. Like if we wanted to go buy these today.
Yeah, this is like the resale price of everything after the fact. And the Lightning McQueen boys, I mean, they retailed for $50 and now they're still selling for, I mean, some sizes 228 for 11.
That's what I was gonna guess I was gonna guess like the retail price around like $50 or $60, but those get resold for $160.
See, dude, I would want that to be more than the ball sack one. Like, I would pay $130 for those shoes, like to wear them ironically for sure.
Yeah.
But, the other ones, I can't believe they're more expensive.
It's goofy minded, and it's definitely like the same vein as the Yeezy Foam Runner, which I don't know if the Foam Runner like kind of started this trend.
Yeah.
I know Kanye has his own thing, but I think these Foam Runners, I resold a pair for like 200, but I think these are some of the ugliest shoes.
They're so stupid, dude. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
See,
dude,
that's like
David from Keto, like Keto.online, I'm pretty sure they have a pretty cool one. Like David, which is a kid that lives in our hometown, made a pretty cool Jag Runner. And I think his is actually kind of sick because he actually did something new with it. He put it on like, he made this thing.
What? No, that looks so fucking stupid.
You think it looks shitty?
What
Maybe
the
I'm
hell is
just biased.
that? A dinosaur skull? Like,
Yeah,
what
my
the
take
heck
on the
is that?
dinosaur was
skull.
actually that it looked like a dinosaur. So I can see where he's getting that from.
Yeah.
But I just,
You guys aren't
looks
rocking
like a
with
piece
it?
of art, not a shoe.
Bro,
Yeah.
why would I wear that on my
Like, if I
foot? What
saw
does it
someone
even
wearing
do?
that, like outside of being dressed like Fred Flintstone for Halloween, then then it's a great accessory.
Yeah, I don't know how long this trend is going to last, but just putting on a big old fucking clog and making it, you know, extra, putting that, I think it's going to climax with like something like Balenciaga making like a $2,000 one.
Yeah.
And then it'll probably hit a fucking roof and then be not trendy, but yeah.
Jesus.
That's
Did you
the
have
clog.
Did you have one more shoe or should I tell
I did
Thomas
have
to
one
hop
more
on?
shoe.
Okay.
This is, don't even look at the price. See if I can just copy this. Here we go. This is the Jordan 1 Lost and Found. And this is just like more of a traditional sneaker.
What
Yeah,
does that
no,
mean, lost and found. Like, is that just
Yeah, that's a really good question. I haven't been that good at following the story, but I think it's the idea of, it's reimagining the Chicago 1, which was the bold
first one,
colorway.
right?
It's his first shoe, and I think maybe they're trying to replicate a pair of aged original ones.
so it's
And
just
it
like
kinda
reselling the original thing.
Yeah, and kind
Yeah.
of making it like it features distressed aged detailing throughout. So it's sold to look vintage inspired.
Nice.
But also this shoe was like recently like in some controversy. There was a secondhand store that was like caught backdooring the pairs to different retailers. So like there's just all this drama in the shoe world about like, oh, this sucks. Like Nike's cracking down on resellers by telling people not to resell their shoes. But then these retailers are like, you know, getting their own pairs and fucking selling them off.
Interesting. I mean, I think those are actually kind of cool, but that's the quintessential Jordan to me. So I don't
Yeah.
hate those. Like I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't buy them, but I would buy them and then play
retail?
basketball in them just to
Yeah.
like make fun of it. Kind
I would say those just look like, standard Jordan 1, probably in today's $150.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
So that is what they sell for. Well, they sell for 180 because inflation.
Okay.
And they've been selling for mid 500s.
Woo! God
So,
damn.
You can either get a new GPU for your computer, a new spoiler for your car, or what else do you guys buy $500 for? I don't know.
Dude, what
Hookers?
did I paid $500 vet bill for my 3 cats to get vaccines and
See?
a checkup.
That's whack shit, bro. You could have these instead.
Yeah, you're right. My priorities are out of whack. That's for
Yep.
damn sure.
But those are the trends. You know, it's the fucking Jordans that look like they're old and they're new, and it's the clogs.
Man.
Yeah, I think we definitely keep it going with different shoes, and we'll set some specific questions.
Yeah.
To,
Do we want to finish on like addressing the Kanye West stuff that's been in the news? I feel like that's very like topical and kind of revolves around shoes a little bit.
Yes, we can. And I want to start, but that's probably the only costume idea that I've thought of this Halloween, because I've been trying to think and I can't think of anything. A good pair costume would be Thomas
Okay.
Thomas Farley. I just said that because I said his name would be Kanye West and a banker or some sort of like or a rabbi or some
Fire.
quintessential Jewish profession. That'd be a
love
fun
that.
little 1-2.
Yeah,
team.
how we
You
doing?
wanna-
What's up?
What's up,
T-Mar?
Thomas?
Oh, wait, I
Yo,
don't see
dude, I
him.
like the setup.
Yeah, of
Wait,
course.
wait.
We got a little mic action this week.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I can't see him. I need to pin. Hold on.
Pin is ace.
Yeah,
Hey,
wait. Where the fuck is
Yes, huh?
Eli, you want to intro T Farley with whatever you wanted to ask him?
Oh, he doesn't have to share this story, but I mean, because I think when you told me this story originally, you were hammered, but it was so funny, and we already did like a spooky part of the podcast. So before you do our weekly tips with Tom bit, I wanted to ask if you'd be willing to explain your story that you told MC and I, where you hooked up with a ghost one time.
Oh, spirit.
Oh, it was a spirit. Sorry.
Come on now.
I actually know which spirit it was. It was Bath Koal.
Oh, of course, of course.
She was pretty hot, I gotta say. I feel like not many people have this type of game.
Mm.
Like, I don't know if Andrew Tate even has this type of level of game.
Right.
But essentially what happened was it was the 4th of July. I was with Young Tone, another divinely blessed individual. And we were in my car, camping, drinking. Just came from a rowdy day. And were there psychedelic mushrooms involved? Allegedly. But essentially, I see a spirit talking to Young Tone, and like out the window, we're in the driver's seat, the passenger seat, and Tone is talking back to the spirit, and that's a little frightening. And like I was like worried about Young Tone. I was like, hey, spirit, don't mess with my buddy. Why don't you come talk to me? So that's essentially what happened. She wisps over. So basically I swooped Tone's spirit.
Wait, I have a clarifying question. So
You stole his girl.
I stole his girl.
So you were both in a car. Did
Yeah.
the spirit go through the car to visit you or around the car?
She went around, interesting.
Okay.
enough.
Okay. Yeah.
And so then basically we are talking briefly.
What's this broad looking like?
She's like wispy.
Okay.
Like you could tell like she had like red hair.
You could tell.
Yeah, she was hot. But, we start making out, and then I essentially black out.
Yeah. Because
And
she
then
was too hot.
She was too hot. I blacked out at the point where we're making out.
Yeah, that ghost pussy has you acting different, huh?
I had to act
Yeah.
different, dude. I don't know.
Oh,
what
could you
happened.
argue that she took advantage of you?
Ooh.
Potentially, I could actually have ghost children right now. I'm not sure.
You don't even know, dude.
Dude, you'll find out when you get a letter.
I don't even know. And then in the morning, there was like a baby bear cub just like chilling in our camp. So that was another sign that could be my child.
That's
Or is that your
Hilarious.
child? Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
most
right?
likely. Wow, that's
Well, that's
awesome.
fucking amazing.
Gets together, bear cub.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's fantastic.
Damn, so you don't remember how it smelled or how it tasted or anything like that. Those are going to be our follow-up questions.
Well, I don't think there necessarily was a smell or a taste. I mean, as soon as we make out, I basically black out. But in the morning, like I did throw up black. Like all
Right. Did you cum your pants or like what was the cum situation? No?
I don't think there was a situation down there in terms
Right.
of
Okay.
She took it all.
I think she
Yeah.
took it.
She
She
cleaned
Fair
it.
enough.
swallowed it.
Yeah,
I think it added to her glow or something.
Yeah, extra wispy.
likely.
Actually,
Tom, what's the tip of the day, bro? I've been wondering like ever since I woke up.
Yeah, so I got a tip for you guys. Allah requires sacrifice.
Okay.
And that's
Okay.
tip of the day. The only time I would bet against Islam, guys, is in the Modern Warfare Call of Duty campaign. That's about it.
Absolutely.
That's the only time. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, bro. Those
Helpful.
guys have no fucking shot against the Shadow Company in an AC-130.
Yeah.
Dude, I just played that sniper level, just taking out the cartel. What's
Fantastic.
with the cartel? Clearly, there's, that alliance does make a little bit of sense, honestly.
Cartel Islam. It was definitely like the meme of like the white hand and the black hand coming together, like the friendship. Yeah.
Match made in heaven.
I like it. Yeah.
Terrors themselves, dude.
Terrors themselves. Yeah.
Zach, do you know that Thomas Farley makes sports betting picks based on tarot card readings? Have you heard about this yet?
No, I didn't. But honestly, my bets have been such.
Dude, it
shit
goes
that
hard
I
on
would-
TikTok too.
Hey, Thomas, why don't you give me a little bit something for the game tonight, for the football game?
Oh yeah.
Let's just do a wrap up with a betting segment. It's the Ravens at the Bucks, Tampa Bay -2.
You know what? I have my cards right here. Why don't we do a little reading for
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, bro. This will be a great clip.
See if we can get the angle proper.
Yeah, bro. Just hands, bro. It's all good.
All good. Okay, guys. So tell me the teams.
Can we get a little down?
So
Can we get,
it is
can we
the Ravens at the Buccaneers.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, you know what? We can go like this.
Yep. We gonna flip it?
That worked.
You can flip it.
You're black
Oh,
right now.
Down, flip it, and
Arrow.
reverse it.
It's a scam, guys.
Do you
Well,
want
yeah.
any more additional info on the game, like spread, over under, anything like
Who's
that?
the favorite? Who's the favorite? So it's Ravens versus who?
The Buccaneers. Ravens are at the Buccaneers. The Bucks are a 2-point favorite.
Yeah. All right, first card. Oh, okay. So we have 5 of wands. So I think wands energy is definitely Ravens.
Okay.
5 of wands, as you guys can see, is like kind of a conflict.
Okay.
So there might be a lot of turnovers.
Okay. Good to know. So that leads the under, if you ask me.
Okay, let's get some clarifying cards.
Dude, the Boulder bucket hat's a fucking fit, dude.
The fit, bro.
Fit
What do
and
you
a
got?
half.
Halloween.
What are you?
More wand energy, Queen of Wands.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's good for the Ravens, honestly.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Duh.
I'm
So
gonna make a
it-
risky bet.
Does the
For
Queen
sure.
of Wands have any implication, like whether she's better earlier or later, or any sort of association
So
with
Spirit
time?
could give you money line.
Okay.
And it could give you kind of like, oh, there might be an injury. There's going to be some turnovers. Can't really predict score. I mean, it can tell you it's going to be a good game. So we got the star. I mean, that's got to be Tom Brady, right?
Yeah.
That's Tom
Yeah.
Brady. Okay,
Lamar Jackson's quite the star, though.
that's true. But so the star card is actually a bit negative.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I think it's Tom Brady because he's got some bad energy currently.
Yeah. No, he definitely is more of a star.
He's not
historically.
kissing his kid on the lips anymore. He quit that. I feel like
He's
that's
definitely
kind of
not kissing
draining his
wife on the
energy.
lips.
Well, you know who's a witch? Tom Brady's wife.
Yes.
So that's lost.
That's right.
9 of Swords is basically lost, upset. This is clearly Tom Brady. But
Clearly.
that's life.
So he's gonna have a bad game then, yeah?
You know what? You know what? We never called Spirit.
Oh shit. Were they even listening?
Can't even hear it.
Yeah, I
Singing
don't know why
bowl.
we can't hear it.
Dong.
It's weird. We can't hear it. I don't know why.
Spirit, who is winning this game? The Ravens or the Bucks? The Sun card, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that Florida?
I feel like that's Tampa Bay, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's Tampa Bay, right?
I have to agree.
So what are we doing?
So,
Are you doing a money
I
line
think this
bet?
is- I think this is the final reading. So there's going to be turnovers. We got Queen of Wands. They might lead at the half, the Ravens. We got Tom Brady. Going to have a loss. Well, Tom Brady, loss. And then I put away the Sun card, but I mean, that was clearly Tampa Bay.
So are you saying that Tampa Bay will lose? Is that what we think?
No, I think Tampa Bay is going to win.
Okay, so just to wrap this all up, so we have Ravens first half money line. I'm gonna go ahead and say the under just because of all the turnovers and things like that. It might be a messy game, and then Tampa Bay to win outright.
I think that's what Spirit says.
Okay, I'll tell all 3 of those, and we'll follow up with the results
Whoa.
next week.
Zach, can you send me that bet? I don't know how to bet on the first half like that.
Yep, I can.
A little
I'm on
parlay.
FanDuel.
Beautiful.
Sick, folks. Well, you heard it here first. Guaranteed to win or your money back. Right?
Parlay, baby.
Spirit parlays. Love it. Well, guys, Eli, I know you got to go. So I appreciate everyone listening at home. Thomas, thank you for joining. Zach, pleasure having you on here. Love to get more of the Sriracha Boys lore.
Yes. Appreciate you guys having me on. It was a lot of fun.
The firest raps I've ever heard.
And more to come.
All right.
And
Later,
we're in the
y'all.
military.
Yes.
See
Join the
ya.
military. Join the military now.
There's strong, and then there's Army strong. It is not just the strength to obey, but the strength to command. Not just strength in numbers, the strength of brothers. Not just the strength to lift, the strength to raise. Not just the strength to get yourself over, the strength to get over yourself. It's more than physical strength. It is emotional strength. There is nothing on this green earth stronger than the U.S. Army, because there is nothing on this green earth stronger than a U.S. Army soldier. There's strong, and then there's Army strong. Find out more at goarmy.com/strong.